Welcome, Wanderer. Spiritborn, Sorceress, and Druid are the top 3 classes this season. However, Spiritborn and Sorc both have a huge problem, while Druid has the best power scaling in existence. Currently in the leaderboard, Spiritborn is number 1, closely followed by Druid by 2 tiers, and then Sorceress 10 tiers behind that. Now this has Spiritborn look stronger than Druid. The big problem being twofold here. First and foremost, you have a weird gameplay loop where you have to consistently dash around and your screen goes and that forever. This is whatever you do in the game, your screen will be doing that. While Druid is quite different. Either you zoom around with your left mouse button and right mouse button spam ravens while everything just explodes, and you stand on distance to the enemies and slam down your ravens like crazy, or you go pulverize step, pulverize step, pulverize step, pulverize step throughout the whole dungeon, while you're spreading heavy overpower cheers left, right, and center. But that's not actually the major problem that Sorc and Spiritborn have. The real problem begins in the gearing section, Spiritborn versus Druid. Because Druid walks from 1 to 60 all the way from Torment 1 to Torment 4, pretty much just with chaotic perks. Slap on the Savagery for the Ravens, or put on the Brawn over Brains for your Pulverize, maybe get a Rotten Lightbringer as a weapon with a 200% instead of a 600% roll, and suddenly you can do Torment 4 Pit 65 content without a single masterworked item, 100 Paragon points, and not even have put a single glyph in. While Spiritborn with Evade is pretty strong, and with a Thunder Pike you can go dash, 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 and then from level 1 to 60 into Torment 1, 2, it's extremely easy. And then you hit the so-called Spiritborn wall. Because if you're not getting the exact right pieces to really progress in any way, and these pieces should also have the exact right greater affixes, and obviously their aspects should perfectly be maxed out, your Spiritborn will have its share of trouble going from Torment 2, 3 to 4, and on top you should probably have at least 200 Paragon points already to really get any resemblance of power. Now a leaderboard position is all well and good, and seeing a content creator completely pop up is nice, but when you then start playing something and you notice, this all doesn't work unless I have all the pieces, that's kind of pain. And even with the leveling builds or the Torment 1 to 4 progression builds, it kind of gets difficult on the Spiritborn. The Sorceress kind of has the same problem, but not as bad. And this problem with the gearing section on the Spiritborn only gets worse down the line. Right now we have our 6-7 hour old character, and I did finally make it into Torment 4 and got to permanently overpower with the Ring of Midnight Sun and the Rod of Kapaleka, plus my Banished Lord's Talisman as a helmet. Yes, I do need it as a helmet, so I can still keep playing the unyielding hits on my amulet. However, the only way how I can get stronger right now is chaotic armor. There's nothing else I can do because I want to use Sepa Sontag together with the Rod of Kapaleka, and this is kind of like a thing that needs to happen. I already have gotten 10 pieces of chaotic unique armor, and none of them has been either a Kapaleka or a Sepa Sontag. And if we actually look at the top Spiritborn build, you do need to have 1, 2, 3, 4 chaotic unique armors to perform well and even get close to Pit 100 and then beyond Pit 100, plus the perfect masterworks of hitting the triple of chance for basic skills to do double damage, and then also hitting the double on maximum resource that you have the permanent overpowers happening. While Druid for Pit 100 rather quickly only needs the Mjolnir Ring, together with Gasland's Birthright, and the Kill of the Blackwing. From that point on, everything else is bonus, and you don't even need to have these items in good, with the good greater affixes, with the maxed out aspects. Now, you can still speedrun Pit 90 suddenly in 2 minutes, and you can do a Pit 100 in 6, 7, and then you do some tweaks and twerks, and suddenly there are trillions of damage. And obviously, if you then get chaotic uniques, you can push it even further. However, it is not actually needed to basically make the build work and function and go crazy. And your masterworks can especially be weird. I mean, look at this. This is a masterwork to critical strike chance. I don't even need that. This is a randomly spread triple masterwork as well. Hell, my Kill of the Blackwing has a greater affix to Raven cooldown, and my Ravens don't have cooldown. And yet I'm speedrunning Pit 100 in 2 minutes. However, as bad as it is that you need all these chaotic uniques, it kind of makes Spiritborn interesting as well. It might be frustrating that you don't get as strong as the other classes extremely quick, but you also have something to look forward to if you're frustration resistant, an actual grind, an actual farm, an actual chase. Chase that has been missing in Diablo for quite a while. So if that is what you're looking for, Maybe needing all these chaotic uniques makes the class better than I rated. Because I say Druid up here, Spiritborn down here, simply because of the equipment needs. But what if you actually like this grind? Now, Sorc has a bit of a similar problem like the Spiritborn, but not as bad. And that's mainly because of Mana Shield just making Sorc absolutely OP. I mean, suddenly you can't get any damage anymore, and you can start doing very stupid things with advanced techniques and Power Siphon because they both boost your core skills. And the more ranks we have in the core skill, the more expensive they get, but the more powerful they get, so we don't care because we have currently 13,000 mana, and actually 14,000 when I go into the dungeons. And as soon as you get from normal to Torment 1, you can either pick up your Ophidian Iris and instantly play Hydras into Torment 4 and clear some good content, or as soon as you get yourself the Oaken's Catalyst together with the Asador's Overflow and Cameo, you're suddenly powerful. You suddenly skip from Torment 1, you get these two items, nothing more, Torment 1 to Torment 4, boom, done. Mana Shield OP, working very nicely together. That's a good thing. However, to then go further with a Sorc, that's where the problems again start, right? So you need to have the perfect greater affix, preferable here to Ball of Lightning, or on Strike of the Stormhorn that you get all the chance for Ball of Lightning projectiles to cast twice. You then have always the Super Ball of Lightnings. The Givani Azurite wants to have the Convulsion and preferable triple Masterwork. And the same goes for the Raiment, right? Triple Masterwork to Glass Cannon, preferable greater affix on the Glass Cannon. The Crown of Lucian, instead of being your helmet, should be a Chaotic Armor. And yes, there should be a Banished Lord's Talisman here with a greater affix to core skills that I don't have right now because it's on the different character. This means, yes, Spiritborn here is in the top leaderboard, but to be fair, will you get there yourself? Most likely not even close unless you're willing to throw your life down the gutters. But getting with a Druid above Pit 100, feeling almighty and powerful, Boulder, Ravens, Pulverize, whatever, should be quite easy. Sorceress is going to be fine to get to Pit 90 quite quick, and then you're going to hit that wall again where you're like, oh my fucking lord, what's happening? The planners for all three builds will in the description as well. Choose wisely which one you would like to attempt because Spiritborn Extreme Pain, Druid super easy. This in my eyes makes Druid the absolute super S tier this season. Multiple builds, easy to equip, get to that Pit 100, feel like an absolute god, quick fun gameplay. While Spiritborn might have a very high potential, and it always has a high potential, getting the most out of it is snake oil for you. You're not Rob. You don't have 500 hours to sink into the game in 1 week, right? I mean, I'm not Rob. I don't have 500 hours to sink into the game in 1 week, right? I want an easy, fast path to power, and that's where Druid comes in. That's where we have the new and updated Trillions Damage Companion Druid. Enjoy, take care, and share your opinion in the description below.